In this video I want to talk about food and cancer. What do I eat? What do I don't eat? What is my take on sugar and so on. It's a video that many of you requested for a long time. I was a bit reluctant to record it because it's a very highly discussed topic. Sometimes the discussions are very heated, so please keep it kind in the comment section. If you have any recommendation, advice, you can share it, but remember, everybody is on his or her own journey, so just be kind with each other. So I made a little presentation, so I want to share with you like what do I eat, what I don't eat, and what is my personal take on sugar. That's a topic that is very relevant to many of us, and so I want to share with you my experiences, but also some of the scientific insights. So let's start with what I eat. I eat a lot of different things. I tried a lot of different diets. It's a very confusing topic. It's maybe a topic you get into when you're at the beginning of your cancer journey. It gives you a kind of ownership that you can do something. I know myself, and I actually think it's a cool topic. It's something that I really included in my whole daily life. I like to think about food, or to think about what I'm eating and what I'm not eating. As I said, I tried different diets: vegan, keto, fully carnivore, no sugar, low carb, whatever, you name it. And I came to the conclusion now that I have a diet that I call the grandparents' diet. So what I mean by that is I try to eat seasonal, local, fresh food that is non-processed. Some kind what makes sense, what my grandparents were eating. I'm not radical. I like a lot of fruits, so there I'm not so seasonal in Switzerland. But I try to eat at least very much non-processed food and food that is seasonal. Not a lot of meat. I eat meat, but not like every meal. Is what I say is the grandparents' diet. My grandparents, for sure, like 100 years ago, they did not have a lot of meat on their plate. Number 1, matcha tea. I drink every morning at least 2 matcha teas. It's green tea. Green tea has been shown to have an antioxidant effect. It's very healthy. It's not as bad as coffee. I also drink coffee, I'm honest, so I love coffee, but I start every day with at least 2 matcha teas. That's number 1. Number 2 is that I eat a lot of berries. I did this during my treatment and after treatment. Berries are very healthy. They have vitamins, they have minerals, they have a lot of good things. But also during the treatment it can help you. I make an example. When I had my first chemo, I had a lot of nausea, and the doctors gave me pills to treat my nausea, and actually what really worked were berries, fresh berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. Despite I didn't felt like eating fresh berries really helped me. So that's number 2. Number 3, green stuff. I love green stuff. I love salad, I love kale, broccoli. These are all veggies that are very good for your body, for your diet, and also have been shown to have anti-cancerous effect. So just to put things into perspective, it's not that you can now just start eating just kale and berries and your cancer will go away. No, but the food and the things you put in your body somehow will support your system, and it will support you in your healing. So kale and broccoli definitely is something you want to put on the plate. I'm lucky that I like those stuff. I steam it, I fry it. I mean, not like deep fry, but I put it in a pan, or sometimes I eat it raw as a salad, and I really like it. So maybe something you want to try. Maybe you get used to it after a while, or you find some healthy recipe. I'm not a food blogger or nutritionist, so you will find good recipes somewhere else. And that was number 3. And number 4 is something I don't do all the time, but sometimes I do it. It's what I call curcuma shots, turmeric. Turmeric is a root. It's part of curry. It's very often used in the Asian kitchen or Indian kitchen. And what I do is I make a shot together with olive oil, apple vinegar, black pepper. And the reason why I mix this all together is because it has been shown from science, from studies, that to allow your body to pick up the turmeric, it's better if you combine it with olive oil and black pepper. And it also is one of the foods that actually has some studies out there that shows it has anti-cancerous effect. So this is not just like a feel-good food, it really is something that supports your system. Don't ask me how it works. I can link the studies somewhere below. You can check it out yourself if you're interested, but it's something that sometimes I do, at the moment maybe not. I start doing it again. So it's very basic, yeah. That's just how I approach it. I'm not a radical. So that are my top 4 foods that I eat and that are really helping me to fight my cancer. Okay. Now I want to share my 3 things. I don't want to appear here as a superhuman only doing the right thing. So I also gonna share with you what I eat, what you maybe shouldn't eat, and you have read on the internet that you should not eat that if you have cancer. So number 1, of course, chocolate. I love chocolate. I live in Switzerland. The chocolate here has high quality, but still it has some sugar in it. I will talk about sugar at the end of the video, but yeah, I like a good piece of chocolate. It makes me happy, which is also proven by science, but that's another topic. So sometimes I eat chocolate and I really enjoy that. So I'm not getting nervous or like freaking out that I shouldn't eat any sweet. So from time to time, I just allow myself to eat chocolate. So that's the sin number 1. Sin number 2. Alcohol. I drink alcohol not like every day and not a lot. Sometimes I make periods where I don't drink for a full month or longer, and I really enjoy that. But then when I'm with friends or there is a celebration, I like to have a good beer or a glass of champagne. I really enjoy that, or have a good glass of wine for the dinner. Now, why do I point that out? Because I consider alcohol as really something that is not good for your body and your health. It's probably the most accepted drug in the world. So it's just normal that everybody's drinking it, and that's why we think it's okay, but it's very toxic, especially for your liver. And I have some of my cancer in the liver, so that's not a good combination. And I again and again get in conflict of like, yeah, I maybe want to drink a glass of wine, but I know I shouldn't. So yeah, this is normal. It's something you will also face. My approach to it is like, I'm not radical. Sometimes I do it. I try not to do it for longer times, and when I actually manage to skip it, I realize that I don't miss anything, and I feel much lighter and much better. So sin number 2. And number 3 is barbecue. So actually science had shown, I can link the study somewhere here, that like grilling or making a barbecue with processed meat is a really bad idea. If you want to fight cancer, it actually can trigger cancer. So you should not do it. And yes, I still do it from time to time. I enjoy a good piece of meat on the grill. When I'm sailing, I have a grill, so I grill there. And it's not something I do all the time, but I do it from time to time, and I don't freak out about it. So that's what I call the grandparents' diet. I think it's a balance. I think it's just like finding your own way of a balanced equilibrium between the things you know are good and the things that are maybe not so good. Now, before we dive into sugar and what I think about the whole hypothesis or discussion that sugar is feeding cancer, I want to share with you what I really, really don't eat and what you never will find on my plate. Or not never is a hard word, but very, very seldom. So first of all, junk food. I don't like it. Makes me feel crappy, like hamburgers and fries. And it's just like, I always try to order salad instead when I have a piece of meat. I'm not like the guy who is going to McDonald's. So that's number 1. Number 2 is sodas or energy drinks like Coke or Red Bull or whatever you name it. These are very, very intense with a lot of sugar, and I don't think that's good for your health. Nothing to do with cancer, but I just think it's not healthy. And I mean, science also shows you that. So that's something I don't consume. This also includes iced tea, because the iced tea you buy in the shop is often very, very sweet. I prefer to drink water, or I make tea, or I just love coconut water. Maybe that should also be on the list. Things I really, really enjoy. Coconut water, I think, is a very natural isotonic drink. I love it after sports or when I'm working and I have to concentrate. Number 3 that you don't find on my list is milk. I just found out that it doesn't do me good. I eat oat milk or rice milk or almond milk when I do my matcha or my coffee. Just just feels better. So it's not like a big thought process behind it. It's just a trial and error and something I don't enjoy. All right, so much about me. Now let's dive into the most discussed topic when it comes to food and cancer: sugar. I want to start about what is the discussion about. So the discussion, and you will have found it on the internet when you Googled yourself, is that sugar is feeding cancer. And that's true. It's true that the cells, the cancer cells, they live from glucose. Glucose is the energy storage that you make out of sugar, and that the cancer cells taking this energy, and based on that they can grow or not. But it's not the whole story, because every cell in the body is using glucose. So this is nothing special to cancer cells. All the cells are consuming glucose. Cancer cells, they have a higher metabolism, so it means they need more energy, they have a higher turnaround of duplicating and replicating, and so they need more sugar. And so the whole hypothesis around is, okay, if we skip sugar or we reduce the sugar intake, we can starve cancer cells. And that's only partially true, because no matter if you eat sugar or if you skip the carbs, the carbohydrates, which essentially is sugar, your body will produce glucose out of protein or fat. So you will always have glucose in your body, no matter if you eat sugar or not. And this glucose is needed, because without glucose your body cannot work, your cells is gonna die, not only the cancer cells. So if you say, okay, I'm gonna starve my cancer to that by not eating sugar, it's not that simple. If it would be so simple, everybody would do it. I talk from myself. I tried to do that. I went full keto for 3 months, means like no carbs, not only no sugar, no carbs, no rice, no pasta, no bread, just fat and protein. And I wanted to see between 2 control scans what happens. And actually the growth of my tumor didn't slow down. It didn't explode, but that also happened not before, but it did not slow down, it didn't stop, it didn't shrink. So I couldn't see a correlation between my ketonic diet, just going on protein and fat, and the growth of my tumor. And so I think I want to share that honestly, because maybe there are other cancer types where it works better. In my case, it doesn't work. Also, when I do a PET scan, like a positron emission tomography, where you actually add like radioactive sugar to your body, and the sugar goes everywhere where the cells are active, and so it glows where the cancer is, because normally it picks up more of this radioactive sugar. It doesn't work in my case. I did multiple PET scans. My cancer never glows on the PET. So it seems like the metabolism of my cancer is different or slower. And so it's hard to starve my cancer to death by not eating sugar or carbs. What I want to say is, when I tried keto, that I felt really good. I felt like my energy was very slow and constant, not like having these peaks of like glucose peaks when you eat, I don't know, something sweet. And so I could go for a run or working with a much more constant energy level. So I really appreciate this. The downside, it's a very radical diet. If you skip all the carbohydrates, all the pasta, all the bread, all the rice, you are limited that you can only eat very little things. So if you go out with friends or a restaurant, I was struggling. And I think that was the main reason why I didn't kept the diet going, because it was just too complicated and too radical for me to maintain. And so what should you do? What is my recommendation, or what is my realization? I don't think you should eat a lot of sugar. I think it's not good, because sugar is driving inflammation. Inflammation is reducing your power of your immune system. It's not healthy for your body weight. It makes you sluggish in your brain. So I would recommend don't eat a lot of sugar. But I would also recommend that you're not getting obsessed with that you can starve your cancer to death by skipping sugar and carbs and going completely bananas, and maybe you're having a very stressful relationship suddenly to food, and that is actually having the bigger negative effect on your well-being and on your healing. So yes, eat healthy, eat a lot of greens, eat a lot of berries, eat a lot of things that are doing you good, and maybe not the Coke or the burger. But and that's my personal take on it, like going radical was not the way for me. It was just not working on a scientific level when I looked at the growth of my cancer, but it was also not working how I felt in my daily life and how I could navigate, through the food topic, going out with my friends or cooking at home. I think moderation is the key to find your own way, what you like and what you don't like. Yes, there is a relationship between food and cancer, and yes, you can do a lot. And so maybe this video is a good introduction to it, and you find new ideas what you want to try out or not, or you find other resources. Let me know in the comments if you have other questions or what is your take on this topic. As I said, be kind with each other and respectful. There are different opinions and everybody has to find his or her own way. So wishing you all the luck, take care, and see you then here next time. Bye bye.